Welcome to the Wealth Transfer with TC. Today, I want to talk about the Dow and the Dow losing and shedding thousands of points over the last few days. And people have been making comments on some of my older videos relating to the Dow dropping down to 20,000. I'm seeing videos being posted in different groups about this. So I just want to go ahead and talk about, kind of give you guys an update on that and where we are at in the wealth transfer. Now, first, I'm not a financial advisor. And if you guys like these videos that I make, the support links are down below in the description and also the comment section. Now, the Dow is currently sitting at 38,314. It dropped on Friday, 2,231 points. I've been sharing with you for the longest time that, first of all, the stock market is overvalued. Amazon was just laying off people during the Christmas season. Tech companies laying off, restaurants, all these things shutting down. So it is no surprise to me either way, whether it has to do with the tariffs or it has to do with the state of the economy. And I also told you April could have been a bad month for the markets. And so far, that's what it is. So there are some people freaking out about this. Now, it's not to say the whole month of April is going to be bad. We still haven't seen like some of the things for the crypto markets as far as like the release of the XRP case and so many other things dealing with cryptocurrency. And it's almost like as if they are just waiting for a certain time. So we're going to have the bull runs that we're looking for. And I truly believe that we are going to be able to take profit before where the Dow's dropping down to 20,000. Do I think tariffs alone is going to bring the Dow down to 20,000? No, I do not think so. It has to be other events coordinated with the tariffs, and eventually more countries will submit, more countries will reduce their tariffs, right? So there has to be other coinciding events at this point right now that's going to cause the markets to continue to go down. Now, I've shared with you in the past, especially when it comes to the dinar, that if I see the Dow, if it's like at 30,000, if it drops all this week down to 30,000, then I'm buying dinar, right? If not, then I'm not buying any. I'm waiting for that time period. So there has to be a black swan event or some type of major event that's going to coincide, that's going to bring the markets down. We've discussed this. We've heard about attacks on Iran. There could be issues with, there could be like a Russia-Europe war breakout or a nuclear weapon used. So there are different things that could help take down the market. Now, I want you guys to do your own research on this because I've been sharing this, especially with the crypto markets, that the volume, that the markets are mostly controlled by the programmed bots, by the hedge funds, especially dealing with the stock market, right? I just typed in how much of the volume of stocks are controlled by trading bots, right? You look that up, you're going to get the answers that you're looking for. All right, now, trading bots and algorithmic trading by hedge funds has been going on for many, many years. Right, and I'm just going to pull this article up from 2019. 80% of the stock market is now on autopilot. And it says here, it's no secret that machines are taking up a bigger and bigger share of investing. It is high as 80% according to one major investment firm. Okay, so it's the hedge funds that control all the selling off because that's the way that their bots or trading computers, whatever, is programmed to do. Sell off when there's negative news or even perceived negative news. How many times in the stock or the crypto markets has there been fake news that drops the markets? So when people are asking who is selling, it's the bots. It's the computers. They control everything. The hedge funds are controlling the markets right now, right? And I believe that we're going to be able to take advantage of it. That's why we set ourselves up for the low buy limit orders and the high sell limit orders to take advantage of it, right? Whenever it happens. Now, the stock market is a whole different arena, and the majority of stocks you can't put in at super cheap prices, right? Somebody's figured out a way to do it, at least on some trading platforms, but I'm not ready to reveal that yet because if I do, everybody's going to do it, and then, you know what? Then they're going to cut you off from doing it. So I would rather share that information when it gets closer, when I feel released to do that. And if you're just in a position anyway, you're sitting there at your computer, if the Dow is below 10,000, you're going to be able to take advantage. right? It just depends on how long it's going to stay below that mark. And I do want to touch on that because, what Kim Clement said, that when things seem at their worst, and Kim Clement said this specifically on November 22nd of 2013. I spoke recently about the Dow at 20,000 points. All this connects to a massive breakthrough with regard to the dinar. So what I believe, what he saw, right, even though the Dow went to 20,000, didn't have anything to do with the dinar, so it wasn't in that timing. So there's two people, but one specifically, who started all this thing with the low buy limit orders, right? We're going to talk about Christopher Harris and Maria Conwell. Now, Maria Conwell saw it below 10,000. Christopher Harris saw it below 10,000. I'm talking about the Dow. So I believe that the Dow will go below 20,000, and at some point when it goes below 20,000, the dinar would revalue. Now, of course, it could at the 20,000 mark. I'm just saying, according to what other prophecies or people that I trust, they're not perfect, but they've been way more accurate than Brandon Biggs or any of the other people, right? When you calculate and total all the prophecies, very much so, that they're way more accurate than all those people out there that everybody puts on a pedestal. For the most part, 99% of any dream or vision now concerning the wealth transfer, I don't trust it. I like to go back to the old because you know what? Prophets and seers and so on see into the future. Not next week, not after Trump has announced all of his policies and then you're going to try to prophesy what the economy or the stock market is going to look like then. I'm talking about people who have made prophecies that have already been established before all the hype about having dreams and visions about crypto and the stock market and all that stuff. Right now, when it comes to those things, there's so many people that are wrong. There's so many people that have gotten it wrong, and they're giving you timing, and they're giving you all this stuff, and it's been all a massive failure. So the way that I look at things is that I am looking for the very bottom, right, to take advantage. I'm also looking to short the markets when they're actually going down to that point below 20,000. I don't think that's that time period. There has to be other events. I could be wrong, and it all remains to be seen. All right, folks, so that's all that I have for this today. I thank you guys for listening. God bless.